Well, welcome everybody. Sean, let's have the roll call for November the 26th.
First, a public service announcement. I've been asked by our video crew for live streaming purposes, to talk into the microphone the best you can. Especially those guests who come up to speak. Tim, that'd be you. November 26, 2018 City Council meeting. Mayor Mike Oakes.
President.
Brian.
Okay, moving right along to the Pickle Summer building use. Karen? Ms. Karen Chilman.
Is it okay if I give you these handouts?
Sure.
Okay. All right, how's that? I'm Karen Tillman. I teach high school at Jennings County High School, taught middle school before that, so I've been a public school teacher for a long time. And I'm here tonight to talk about what I call the Stellar Building, because Picklesheimer sounds like a strange name to me. The background and timeline of my use of the building, actually it was probably April, a year and a half ago, Kathy Ertl from the Economic Development Council asked me to look at the building. Actually, she had asked me before that, and I think the EDC had the building at that time, and they had been trying to sell it, and she said, hey, what would you do with this building? So I didn't know, I had never seen the building, so I went over and took a look, and to me that looked like art studio space, it looked like an art gallery, and it looked like a yoga studio. So those of you that know me know that I've taught yoga in this town for about 15 years. So to a chiropractor's office, and have done their shows there. We've had AP studio shows, we've cleaned up the building. Our National Art Honor Society has, the last 2 summers, we've had free arts and crafts to go along with the free movies downtown. 4 out of the 8 times that they had the movies. Lots of things. Just about every month we've got something going. So you're free to look through that. I'm not going to read through all of this. In July of 2017, I got a phone call from the mayor's office, said, hey, Santa's going to come live there at the building for Christmas in the city. Could you decorate it? So, of course, art teacher, that's what I do. So, got my yoga crew together, and we put together a pretty darn good looking building. And if you haven't seen it yet, it looks really good again for this year. We did, in March of 2018, for National Youth Art Month, we had a large-scale group for little kids. We've done all kinds of art things there. Community well-being, that's kind of what it's all about to me. Utilizing that space as a space where people can show creativity, can get their strengths, and just make it better for the community.
Sorry.
Bless you. The last thing that we've done in there, besides our yoga classes and besides Christmas in the City, has been a casting call for the Park Theater and Steel Magnolias. So that'll be coming out in February. What kind of questions does the council have about what we've been doing? What we plan to do?
What are your plans?
Plans. Plans would be to continue bringing people more from the outside in and showcasing local artists. We want more people to come in and try to do an art show once a month. So we've got some plans for that if we get to continue to use that space.
I know you did a very nice show back a couple months ago. The high school kids came in when we had something down.
Right, that was Steam Fest.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that was very well, I was there.
And very well attended.
Well attended, and students were
Engaged.
real nice showing also. So thank you for that. So you're planning on more events like that?
More events like that, and with that, occasionally I get this email from Sean or from Lily that says, "Oh, we're going to do something different with the building," and really haven't seen that. Like at any time, I know that I could be told, "Get out." So, but until then, we're continuing to use. It's a little bit disconcerting to know that at any time you can be kicked out of a space, but then again, I'm very thankful that we have the space to do that and to offer that to the community.
And you have yoga classes down there?
We do.
How often?
3 or 4 times a week.
Do you charge for those?
We charge based on a scale, and I've got that here. Some people don't pay if it's a college student. I'll mess these up. This is the yoga that is all about.
So with that in mind, because he asked about that, what was your agreement with Kathy, or how do you, is it all you don't pay anything to use it at all?
We have not
or-
paid anything to use it. Kathy said, use it, it's not being used, you keep it clean, it's up to that. And you
We thought we'd like to see somebody be able to come in that building and set up for an event. So I know that was talked about. Again, so we're having a festival committee come together, so we haven't put anything together like that. I just know people's asked us about that building and who's using it, and, we tried to set up for Kathy. I think it's great what they're doing with the artists. I think there was just some concern on, the city's paying all the utility bills on it. We've heard that, people's running a for-profit business out of it.
Well, it's a not-for-profit. So if you look at our pricing guidelines say that it's $5 a class, option to max out at 30 to 50 if you can do that. We have multiple people that aren't paying anything, college kids, high school kids, people that just can't pay. It's totally for them to come in. Basically, it's a yoga, it's a service. Sometimes we're bringing in $300, $500, and we're willing to, to propose that we pay a percentage of that, but we definitely wouldn't be able to pay the entire utility bill. Here's some, would you like to see a proposal?
Yeah, but that's your code.
Do you want me to read it? So it's on the.
Well, you don't have to go word for word, but kind of synopsis.
To continue to provide community art exhibits, yoga and art and mindfulness experiences for children and adults, yoga classes, and community events in promotion of these endeavors. The city could determine the fee schedule for the use of the building, and we would be the contact for anyone wanting to utilize space to use the building for weekday, evening, and Saturday morning yoga classes, as well as host and volunteer time, talents, and resources for special events such as Christmas in the City, Steam Fest. That's proposal number 1. You want me to go ahead and read it? All right. Proposal number 2, allow Perceptions to use the building in a limited lease partnership with the city for a negotiated percentage of our class fees. Since we charge $5 or less a class per person and average 6 to 10 people per class with a maximum of 5 classes a week, this would involve a minimal amount of money. We offer a monthly prepay of $30, $40, or $50, most paying $30, with 5 or 6 people a month using this option. These are all recommended fees, as we do not require anyone to pay, as our mission is to make yoga, mindfulness, and art accessible to our underserved community. Our patrons use the honor system, and over the past 3 months of existence, we grossed an average of $500 a month for regular class fees. This $500 is before expenses. The city would still utilize the building for city events, provided we are notified in advance, and ideally these events do not conflict with the Perceptions community art, mindfulness, and/or yoga classes, and the building is secured and cleaned. The city would need to provide supervision of the building, cleaning use and keep it secure during all other events, as there is art and equipment stored there for use during classes and community events such as Christmas in the City. Estimated $1,000.
So you want-
Yes. It is absolutely falling down. So we did have a mason come in and look at it, and he said, yeah, it could be fixed, but it would take about 1,000 bricks, and at the time, it would take 4,000 to 5,000 plus brick and mortar.
Is that a freestanding building?
It's a brick wall behind the interior brick wall. So according to the mason, he said when they built those buildings, those interior bricks weren't fired as hot as the exterior brick. So those are very porous, and like every class we're sweeping up and we're hearing the walls literally crumble down. Like you can take some of the bricks and move them out.
What proposals? That was fixed. Okay. Go ahead.
Proposal 4. Develop a hybrid of the first 3 proposals, which would combine management of the building, payment to the city of a percentage of regular class fees, and/or payment of the cost for repair of the brick wall in exchange for the lease of the building for a specific number of months. We got less wordy as we went.
Which do you prefer?
Oh my, we were just giving options. I suppose the first proposal is what I would prefer.
Which is basically what we're doing now.
Basically what we're doing.
So I would think option 3 wouldn't be a great option. The idea of the city getting the building was to have control of the building on the plaza, so that when and if they did want to put events on, they would have control of the building. So I don't want to speak for council, but I can't imagine that would be the option. So a hybrid's probably best. How much trouble and effort and time does it take if the city, for example, would want to have a wine table for Friday night? I mean, how much trouble is it to say, hey, we're going to use the building this Friday night? Not get out of know about your.
Much trouble. Or that someone from the county was coming in to do a book signing, and she came in and she was washing windows, and we kind of did it together.
I'm just glad the building's being utilized.
Well, we know things fall apart if they're not being used, and we did have the heat go out last winter that I don't know how long it would have been before somebody would have figured out that the heat was out, and we would have had a big mess.
How are the restrooms in that building?
Fantastic.
There's 2. isn't there?
2 restrooms. We keep them nice and tidy.
And that was our main concern, is it's on Stellar Plaza. And we had that one concert not too long ago out there. And a lot of people thought of the ideas that could be used, and that building's the centerpiece of that stage. So we want to make sure that if you want to do a wine tasting or something to that area, that, you know, we're able to utilize ultimately our building.
Karen, just a question. This was brought up a long time ago. I'm just asking your opinion. Have you had much complaints about parking? Because that was one of the issues a long time ago.
The only complaint about parking was during Steamfest, and there were a lot of people that said that they couldn't figure out where to park to get there because we had some streets closed off, and that parking was an issue, especially since the city parking lot was closed off as well. But yes, that was the only time.
But on normal times, you don't.
Normal time, sometimes it's just, if anybody's over at the Park Theater, there will be some cars there.
Yeah.
The other times, it's pretty much just the yoga people that are parked down there.
Yeah.
We are
Okay, I
bringing
just
some
wondered.
people in, but. Anything else?
So he make,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
So why don't we just table it till we
I'd
get
like
the
to make a motion to table it.
You want to make the motion, Jack?
Table it.
Jack made the motion to table it.
I'd second that.
Connie seconded it. All in favor?
Till next week.
Till the next meeting. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
Thank
also
you.
want to say thank you. I know you ladies local people do clean up part of the snow and park down there and keep that in order, and I sure appreciate you doing that.
Yes, we certainly want to thank you.
I like what you guys do down there. I think it adds something to that spot right there, besides just a place for Santa Claus. I mean,
Yeah, there you go.
That's important. That's important.
We'll get an agreement written up here and see what we,
Well, we can't have an agreement until somebody says.
Yeah.
yes.
sorry.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Something to the other side.
Okay. Approval of the notice to proceed on the pool. Mr. Tim Hunt.
All right, thank you. Kind of bring you full circle, just kidding, that's just my name is Tim Hunt with HWC Engineering. I want to bring you full circle on what we've accomplished with the pool. If y'all recall, the bid came in a little over budget on September 21st or 26th, whenever that was, for 3.343. We've met with the pool committee, we've also met with the contractor, and we've kind of taken some value engineering and whittled down about $166,591 right now. So we still have some additional savings that we're gonna get to in additional change orders down the road. But in order to expedite this and to get the notice to proceed, we wanted to bring this today and hopefully get everybody's approval to move forward with this project. Change order number 2, let me talk about it first, is the interior finishes that we haven't finalized some of the cost. So that will be what change order number 2 is. So at the 166 from the original, we're looking at a total bid of 3.176. So that gets us down to that number that we were comfortable with when we were talking to the council about getting under 3.2. So in addition, you've also had some savings in our contract with HW. The consensus is to eliminate that inspection and work up a private agreement with the gentleman doing the inspection at Tripton Park to lower those costs. So if you take that out of our contract is reduced to about $277. So there's some additional savings overall on the entire pool engineering and construction phase. So what we've got, we've received the payment bonds and the performance bond from Omeric. We've also got the certificate of insurance and a builder's risk, and they are all approved documents. So what we would like to ask for tonight is a council's approval to a notice to proceed. First of all, to authorize the original contract amount of the 3343000 to the contractor in one motion and approval, and then we would look for change order number 1 to be approved in that 166,000 reduction. And then we would also like for the council to consider an approval, a notice, an authorization for the mayor to sign that contract once we get it back from O'Mara. And council has had an opportunity to review it as well. So that in a nutshell is where we are today. Questions? And this doesn't include any typically old pool.
These four with one abstention.
Is that an abstention or no?
That's a no, Laura.
That's a no.
He said abstention.
I said abstention
But it's
by
a no.
mistake.
Well, I have to clarify it.
President Trump says about bricks, so gotta be careful.
I try to be accurate.
Okay, and the
I
second,
didn't say.
So now I need to make a motion for change order number 1 to reduce that cost by $166,000.
correct.
Oh, $166,590.
$166,590. Reduction, I'll second that.
Okay, yeah. Oh, need a motion. Connie made a motion and Jerry seconded it. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
So I'll go ahead and make a motion, notice to proceed with Dave O'Meara.
Trent made the motion to
And
proceed.
authorize the mayor to sign the contract.
All right,
I'll second.
Jack seconded that. All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now the hard part, getting started. It's always like, thank you.
All right. Next is the discussion on the festival committee, ordinance 977.
You should have in front of you a couple of changes that you directed Larry to make for your consideration.
All of this. Or anything like that, I mean. We have a budget for it, but I mean, what authority do they have? I guess what I'm getting at, are they able to spend $5,000? Are they able to commit any dollars? Are they able to?
They have to come to, they can work within their budget, I guess, but we can think of a budget, they have to ask people more.
For example, might have been 38, but we've been paying for fireworks, for example, out of that. So we don't have 38,000 set aside for festivals and events. Yeah, I mean, not yet.
I just didn't know at what point, to spend any money, they have for.
Well, they don't have any money they spend, they have to sign a claim. They have to go through the claim process.
They would come to us, right, before they do a committee, or say that we're gonna put on this festival, they would have to come to us for our approval.
Right.
Okay, I was just wanting to make sure that.
Yeah, they have no authority to spend any money, it's not.
We're gonna bring it before the council.
I make a motion, we accept ordinance number 977.
Jack made the motion to accept ordinance 977.
I will second the motion.
All in favor? Motion carries 5-0.
And if we need to tweak it later?
When do we need to have our appointees by the first day of the year, when we do all of our other appointments?
Yeah, that'd be a good time when we do our organizational meeting, the first meeting of the year, to appoint your festival committees at that time.
Shoot for that.
They already have a Christmas committee.
Gives us a figure out who
Okay, moving on to the second reading and adoption of ordinance 978, 2019 salaries.
This is the 2019 salaries of elected officials only. As you're aware, the salary ordinance for most employees is due by statute on November 1st. This is due by December 31st. So this would have been in your packet 2 weeks ago for first review, and hoping tonight to get a second reading and a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we accept ordinance 978.
Connie made the motion to accept 978.
I'll second.
Brian seconded it. All in favor? Motion carries
I'll vote for it, but you know,
5-0.
vote for our own graves, kind of.
It does.
Kind of bad, kind of like Congress, when they vote for their own grave.
Motion carries 5-0.
That's the way Congress said, I didn't feel bad about that.
Okay, any additional business?
I would ask, I'm going to send a copy of that down. This has got a place for all of you to sign, if you would, please.
Any additional business? Chief?
Everyone is super excited Prior to this, we had to get state permission to shut down the road, and we could shut it down for about 20 minutes. The committee wants to shut down a pretty significant portion of downtown Friday night to set up the stage. I think everyone was at Christmas in the City last year, and the stage was at sort of by the police department on Madison Avenue. This year, it's going to sit in part of the small intersection. So 5th Street, Madison Avenue, westbound will be shut down. So we think we have alternatives to get people turned around. We don't expect truck traffic and things like that. So part of it will be shut down on Friday night. The majority will be shut before the parade on Saturday. Now, everywhere on this map where you see closure, that's pretty much parade time only. So that would be no different than any other year past, but I did want everybody to know that the committee has recommended putting the stage, small intersection, which will affect some traffic downtown. But you should be able to get wherever you need to go, just might have to get a block or two out of the way. Questions on
When would
that?
that be reopened? When do they plan to stay back?
That I haven't heard, but it would probably be Sunday morning. I know they've cleaned up before. If not, it'll be Monday morning. Because obviously I have to be there pretty well into the evening on Saturday. They won't be able to get it ready to go by then.
I think the stage probably later that night or early Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
How far are we required to post signs? I know we have a body pass going around there, but if we have anybody going through, how are they ever going to get turned around?
My recommendation is we put some road closed signs closer to Anytime Fitness, a big parking lot. And that way if they get down in there, at least there's somewhere to go. Friday night and Saturday morning, hopefully not as much truck traffic. It's gonna sit more in this side, so some of this will be open, but I don't see any good way to divert both lanes through there. So,
Madison, are we closing right?
Madison be closed up around the police department side of Main Street, yes. So just that section.
So how
We'll still be able to turn through there.
how are we protecting going eastbound from kids and everything else if the stage is going to be pretty close to that?
On Christmas night, the whole area will be locked down. On
Okay.
Christmas in the City night, that whole,
Well,
all the
that's
streets will be
that's
shut.
awesome. Have we got any traffic
Right.
trying to come in?
We're gonna shut down probably up here on, around Jackson Street and divert vehicles off that happen to come through the main intersection. They'll have to turn on and go somewhere else. But we need to be able to get to our parking lots and things like that. But the main part of downtown will be all the way blocked. So,
Did you work with them on this, or did they bring
The-
this proposal?
we worked
to
on
you?
the parade route and what part of the closures would have to be hard closes. So, yes, I'm aware of what they want to do. The moving of the stage is significant, but with having more control over downtown. So now my concern is how do we get the vehicles around and how many streets do we have to keep locked down overnight and things like that I'm worried about. Hopefully with that parking lot, most businesses will be closed. We'll have to wait till the evening on Friday.
Yeah,
Get everything turned around.
Like, how will this affect like Miller's Tavern?
Shouldn't be a whole lot different than what it would normally be on a parade night.
The only-
They'll be open through, what are we talking? And we're about, the idea is, last year, and everybody was there, primary viewing spot is through here. So we want to make sure we get cars moved out and things like that, so we can have a better viewing experience. And we try to contain all the people just to the Stellar area. Some of the thing was obviously standing there, but I mean, it was very, very tight. So hopefully, by having kind of an L shape of the stage, we pack more people in and just right down Madison. That's the idea.
But anyway, parked on these side streets can still get out across Main Street and all that. Say people are parked at Miller's, you shut down two, create them start to win.
We'll always leave a way out. Well, for anybody that may have come downtown for Halloween, it's more like you can't go into it, but you can always go out. So if someone were there for something to eat, and they're like, how do I get out of this place? They're coned, most of them, so they'll be able to get out. Main road closure signs will be on Walnut and Buckeye.
What'd you say?
We'll figure it out. We've got a week. We'll work that out.
Okay, so semis, how many?
There shouldn't be many semis. They're local traffic, most of them, because, so if they do, we're gonna hope to turn them around in that parking lot. That's the goal. The Anytime Fitness licensed branch parking lot is the only turnaround. Or they're gonna get stuck in that other state.
That's what I'm saying. We have signs at the main intersection, so we don't let them get past this main intersection. So they get here, I don't know where they would.
Well, right. Is Jackson Street,
If we have signs. But we had signs over there on Middle School, and I had signs.
that's where people will be. It won't open again until the entire Christmas in the city is
That whole
over.
parade route is shut, that whole,
Yeah, but that's only for a limited time. Then Main Street would open back up, some of the side streets would open back. But downtown has to be secure for the people at the concert and things like that.
the Walnut Street would be closed.
Hey. This year you're coming out, so.
Sounds good.
We'll figure it
Under
out.
control.
Trial and error, we'll make it happen.
I'm gonna throw some candy for you.
The weather should be nice, so we're expecting a big crowd.
Are you throwing candy?
Are you trying to grow a beer for Santa Claus?
I got the belly thing going.
I am, starting last year.
I didn't have candy last year and I regret it. I got a bunch of Halloween.
Mike, I have one question for you. Leave here. On the area plan commission agenda here, maybe Brad or Brian can help me out on that, is Glenn and Christy Short. Last time they talked to us, they were planning, they had 5 houses along there, but they're only building 3 that had roads out. And now I see here they are proposing 4. Have they taken away the 5th one, or are they running the sewer line over there, or?
Well, so did they present you with an outline of how their sewer?
Draw for lots of money. And leave the road that they have requested to be vacated alone at this time. We'll leave it up to them when they want to come back and formally make that request. We have 4 lots going up, sewer connected, 3 of the 4 by gravity, and then one that we can drag it on. And that's what's on the area plan. But I stress that they will not be responsible. That's on the plans.
Does anybody else have anything?
I think that go to area plan, next Monday.
I just have one quick thing. I talked to Chief Webster about this about 6 months ago, and I just talked to Chief Cole about it. I don't even know if it's our responsibility, but with recent ice storms, with natural disasters, California fires, our EMA, or Jerry Shepherd, I'd like to figure out what our protocols are if we have a disaster. What's the city's responsibility? What shelters do we have? We had some residents that were without electricity for quite a while that were on oxygen that didn't have generators. We put generators in a lot of facilities. I know when I voted to put generators in, I voted to put one in an ETC building because it was one of the city's largest buildings that I thought could possibly be used for something like that. I don't know if that's something that maybe we need to know is on the public safety board side, but I mean, I feel like we should know what's going on. I had last night, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what the protocols are. I don't know what we have shelter wise. I don't.
There's kind different in definition on, there's like a hospitality shelter for short term, morning, things like that. But for FEMA, what's their shelter, where you're gonna be there for multiple days, there has to
But are you guys on board with everything that's happening? Is Chief Cole on board with what needs to happen?
There's a county-wide plan, and we're part of the players in that. And Jerry would be the overseer of it, because of by his role, he's the only one who can call down some statewide assets.
Because I've heard people say, well, we don't have a homeless shelter, the city does not, where does people go if something happens? What happens if they have no electricity and it gets 30 degrees in their house, they're on oxygen, they don't have generators? I would like to know the answer to that, whether it's our responsibility or if that's just us reaching out to the county and finding out what our plan, where we know to send people, because I wouldn't even know where to send them right now.
That's all part of his responsibility. He's got, yeah, he'll have all that.
He has a document.
So maybe we could ask him to come and give us a presentation at one of our meetings.
I mean, as elected officials, I think we want to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's many pieces, there's auxiliary road clearing pieces that are in place that, we may not even know about, but there's lots of detailed programs, so.
I can try to see if we can come to the meeting and present.
I start thinking about wildfires,
Sure.
any of these things, what would we do? If we took a disaster, try to figure out, the plan.
I'll try to get over here. Anybody else have anything?
I got one thing.
Go ahead, Brian.
The pickle cyber building downtown, we need a new name for it. Man, I don't know how we can come out and name it something, but
Santa's Workshop.
we need a new name for it. Yeah. Unless somebody else doesn't use it for art. Food for thought.
I like that. It's good.
I would think council is also okay, I hope, that we will plan on December the 10th of the year, and not have a meeting the 4th Monday or that week. Quite frankly, I don't think I can do it. Christmas Eve is on Monday, Christmas is on Tuesday, it's a short 3-day week, I have payroll that week, there's way too much going on, we'll probably do a Board of Works late that week or Thursday afternoon, but with Barb and Chris here, I thought I'd go ahead and confirm that you guys are all right with not meeting the 4th Monday of December. I don't think we've had a second meeting in December for 2 or 3 years straight now, because of how close Christmas has fallen to our Monday, but, so
Do we need
December
to make
10th
that
will be our
formal?
last meeting.
Do you need that
I
formally?
don't know, that was just that, or nobody's gonna show up December 24th, because we won't be here.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. If there's no other, do we need a motion on that?
Pay some claims.
Do we need to make some, let's pay some claims.
Pay claims, I'll make a motion to pay.
Brian made a motion to pay the claims.
I'll second this motion.
Connie seconded, all in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Now, if there's no other things to say, let's make a motion to go home. Connie made a motion to go home. Trent seconded, all in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, everybody.